If you're a heat and air machine technician or even a salesperson, what's one thing that really screws up people and causes them a lot of problems and has them lose deals? This is a super important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Today, we are going to talk about the little things that matter, okay? And I'm going to give you a couple of examples from my life. I'm going to make fun of myself because this is super importante, okay? So here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a day where you're going to go meet with Mr. Big, Mrs. Big, your client, whoever it is, and you're driving in your car and somebody cuts you off. And you're like, oh, and you use all the good words. My dad referred to that as contractor language. My grandfather referred to it as Navy language, right? And you're going to use all the good words, all of them. You know them, you know them, and you're going to use all of them. And then here's what's going to happen is that's going to create a chain of reaction of events for you to say, now I have reason to have a bad day. Oh, my morning was horrible. I got cut off by one car, okay? So I want to give you a perspective. The other day I'm driving home. I get off the freeway and it starts pouring outside. And the way that I turn to go over the overpass here in Sacramento, cut off a whole bunch of cars. My fault, completely screwed up. Hi, I'm Scott, I suck, right? I cut off all these cars. And so they're honking, a couple of dudes are flipping me off. And I was like, I genuinely felt bad. And it was like, what do? Apologize, roll down your window, and now they want to fight you? Like, hey, I suck, dude, my fault. And the reason I bring this up is because like literally 5 miles later, somebody cut me off and I started to get mad and I was like, I just did that thing. But I see this happen, especially when I do ride-alongs and it's a Monday morning and I jump in the van or I jump in the transit or I jump in the car with a salesperson. And it's like they're already biased to have a bad day. They're just looking for a reason to have it. They have a bad day in mind and they're waiting for one opportunity to let things screw them up, right? So I was in Southern California. I was in Orange County. I was riding with a guy. And here's what happens. I fly in, get my rental car, go to the office, meet up with them. And I could already tell the guy's kind of agitated. Hey, dude's agitated for whatever reason. So we get in the vehicle and we're not even like 2 miles from the shop. And traffic in SoCal sucks. So we're not even 2 miles from the shop. And the dude is just completely, just torqued, agitated. He's got all sorts of issues. And so we dive into this and I start asking him questions like, when did this go down? When did this happen? What really caused this? And so what it was the weekend events of him getting in a fight with his significant other over money was like a residual, right? And so when he gets in the vehicle, he's got residual anger and decided to take it out on traffic. And so I would highly encourage you. I would highly encourage you to take a look and say, hey, like, what are you getting mad at? And how long does that anger last? Is it sitting in with you for a few minutes? Is it encompassing your whole day? Is it turning into an entire problem later on down the road? And if you find yourself angry a lot, like what's causing it? What's the root cause? There's probably something else. It's probably not traffic. You're probably blaming it on something else. But here's the thing. What nobody ever really explains to you is whatever a dominant emotion that you have, right? Like let's say that I'm angry right now and I got to go meet with Mr. Big or Mrs. Big. That dominant emotion is going to shine through in my presentation. The words that I use, the examples that I use, the processes that I have, all those things are going to show up. Now let's just say I'm going to go meet with Mr. Big and Mrs. Big and I'm super excited. I'm happy. That's going to show through the presentation too. And that's going to lead to the objection that you get, the problem you have to overcome, the issues that buyer's having. Traffic is just one example, right? It could be that they screw up your order at the coffee shop. It could be that you get I hate mayonnaise. It could be that they put mayonnaise on your burger and you didn't want it, right? I don't like sour cream. Let's say they put sour cream on my taco and I don't like sour cream on my taco. And then I'm like, right? Like what you need to realize is that has an effect on your daily process. And so there's a way for you to get around this. And this is super, super important, is you start keeping a journal about the things that you're getting mad about. And you start figuring out like, what is causing me to really struggle? What's causing me to be like, gosh, right? And start taking a look at, is it a common time of the day? Is it on a common week? Is there something that commonly triggers it? And this is some work. It is not easy. It's not easy, but it's super important that you take the time and figure out what's making you mad and what's making you angry so that you can fix it. And what's going to happen is either A, you're going to do something about it, or B, you're going to complain and be upset, or 3, you're going to get a therapist. And you're going to find somebody to talk to. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, attorney, medical counselor, marriage counselor, therapist, or an accountant, but I am a taco enthusiast. So please don't take this as legal advice or medical advice. It's not. It's just something that you could take a look into. If you're constantly mad and constantly angry, figure out what's making you constantly mad and constantly angry, and see what you could do to work through it, and see what you can get through those challenges. Because if you're jumping in the car on a daily basis, or you're going online on a daily basis, car, online, you're interchangeable, and you're getting upset at dial-up speed or T1 speed or DSL speed, right? Because you don't have fiber optics, and even that, like sometimes, computer updates really slow things down. Pay attention to what's triggering you on a daily basis. And I'm going to give you one more example before we wrap up. I'm flying back from Hawaii, and the announcement comes over, goes, hey, this flight's been delayed for about 45 minutes. And people are like, well, here's the thing. If you travel enough, you learn something that 1 out of every 7 flights is either delayed or canceled. And I was just like, it's my 7th flight. This is why I carry a book with me. So I pull out my book and I start reading. The guy next to me wants to be all chatty, and he wants to share his anger. He's like, I can't believe you're not mad. I'm like, dude, I would much rather wait here for 45 minutes in Honolulu than break down over the ocean. If you want to talk about a wait, we're 45 minutes out. That's about 300 miles. It's going to take about, a day for boats to get to us. It's going to take some time. I'll take 45 minutes over a day of sitting in the ocean any day of the week. There were storms. I love being outside. I love being in the ocean. But what I don't want to be is in a life raft doing this for a day waiting for a boat to come save me, because that's how long it's going to take. There you go. Pay attention to your anger. Pay attention to those things that are really messing you up, and reverse engineer why they're happening. And if you're getting mad at traffic in the first thing in the morning, what led to that? What caused it? Super importante. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button. Click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. Tag them. Send it to them. They're going to love you. I'll love you. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.